Hello and welcome to this Art-Related Noise podcast. My guest today is someone we know very well. It's Lawrence Alkin, the CEO of the Brighton Gallery. Hi, Lawrence. How are you doing?
Great. Well, am I doing great? I don't know. It's a bit crazy times, but
it's a bit of an unusual place to meet, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I'm healthy in myself. My family are healthy, and we're here. What can we do?
Exactly. Well, one of the reasons why we wanted to chat today is because there's been some changes at the gallery, and the main change being the name of the gallery is changing from Art Republic to Enter Gallery in Brighton. What's this about? How come we're changing the name?
Evolution. I've had from 1992 to 2000. We had In the Frame. I started one of the very first online print galleries called onlineposters.com back in
2000 at time. Oh, was it before
96.
then?
No,
Wow.
I was running that, and then onlineposters.com didn't sound the right brand for me, and then we came up with the name Art Republic, and we went and we started the Art Republic brand, as people have got to know very well now. And it was both online and in the gallery. And yeah, because before, when it was In the Frame was the gallery and Online Posters was the online presence. And I've always believed in bricks and clicks. And it's just then we've run on, and then I've had Ink Gallery, an emerging experimental gallery for 8 years in Brighton. I've had Art Republic Soho. I've had Lawrence Alkin Gallery, all along this 28-year journey. But the core business and what's always made the money and supported everything else is the gallery in Brighton, which has been known as Art Republic and now is going to be Enter Gallery.
So after all that time then, since 1996, lots of different brands, lots of different iterations of what you do. How come 2020 now is the time to change it to Enter?
Well, it's a new decade. 20 years of Art Republic. I mean, we have been a little bit through what's gone on behind the scenes. We haven't had really an online presence for many years. And I was involved in Art Republic, as you probably know, the online, which is now completely separated. So I have since the early March, I have no dealings or any shares or any interest in artrepublic.com. And they're really nice guys that have bought it and I think they'll do a good job, and hopefully they'll continue the legacy. It's in my interest for it to be a success because we found it. But
I was just going to say, so it sounds like a really a clean slate. Then it's divesting of that sort of online business, focusing on the gallery. You said bricks and clicks earlier. Just focusing on that and just having that as the core business. Is that right?
Well, when I was in partnership with Art Republic, and the online, and there was the gallery, there were two different companies. So now, and so we didn't have our own dedicated online presence. And the only way it really could come about, because artrepublic.com was a proper business, and for me to continue and be free to run it, my business, and to run it the way I wanted, and to have the online presence that reflects Art Republic. I could have kept the name Art Republic, but to be a web business going with completely different people that have they're good people, but we're not the same. So it wouldn't work. So the easiest thing was we had the idea, well, let's just change. It's only a name. And actually, I'm getting more comfortable with it because already it sounds more like a gallery name than Art Republic Gallery. Where artrepublic.com is I think it's a great .com name. So Enter is not far off Republic, it means completely different. But I was talking with one of the salespeople at the gallery, Andy, he's a great guy, and we were chatting, and we were talking about experiences and how I used to always go to the door and try to get, if people are looking and nervous to walk in a gallery, I'd go and say, come on, just come in, whatever. And he was saying, yeah, that's what I do on quiet days. You see people are a little bit scared to walk over the line, and he goes up and says, enter. And, and all these little things came together. And then, of course, to get a name, I did the deal and everything. And yes, I'm going to get a new name and everything. To get a new name is, it's a hard job, because then you have to check that nobody else has that name. It's no point in having an enter gallery somewhere else.
Is that how that name came about then? Just because you were trying to get people to enter and come through the threshold?
Yeah, it was it's too, there was some names may have come ahead of enter. It was in the mix. We were just thinking for a month or so where everybody was just throwing names in the pot, and and some of those names that are really good names, you'd find out there was a gallery in LA or a gallery in Singapore or somewhere, and we had to, and you go down the list, and enter was. And at first, we came up with it, and the team said enter. Like, we all did it as a team effort with curation, my MD, and Lindsay, my daughter, who is mostly in charge of curation, and Jessica, the operations. We all worked together on this branding thing, and I was away at the time, and they said, yeah, we got the name. We've decided this is the one to go for. And I went, okay. And then I had agonies over for about a week or two, and then it's just sounded so good to me.
So is it sitting well now, the name? It's a funny thing.
I love her. And this process started on the, I think it was around the 6th of March, we tied up our dealings with the Art Republic side of things. And then suddenly we've gone into this whole period. So it's a great transition. It's enter a new era. It's like, I couldn't have thought of a better name now. But I mean, it was done. This wasn't planned for this reason. It was, and, just to make it all people that work with us and deal with us and will in the future, we are the exact same company, limited company, as they've always dealt with for the last 28 years.
So what will people see? What will they see as will anything noticeable change when people come into the gallery when it reopens, and what's the experience going to be like in Enter?
Well, obviously we've all been in lockdown, and I'm actually in lockdown. I just do some directorial things, or I don't do any actual work. I mean, I haven't for a while actually in the gallery, but I'm not working. Kush and the team are running the whole thing. And I think the website's just going to be a lovely, clean website. It's going to have all the information that you need, and you're going to be able to buy online. We want people to be able to, you want to buy online, you want to buy over the phone, you want to go into the gallery, whatever way you want, it's just easy. And as far as the gallery goes, when it opens again, there's not going to be much change, because I evolve all the time, but I'm like a snail. So when somebody comes with fads or ideas, I don't jump. I'm very much, just what happens at the time. It's, look, you know who you are. You wake up in the morning. I'm very much into, especially in the last few years, I'm into just in the moment.
Yeah.
So I know who I am, and most of my team know who they are. We know what our principles in life are, and our business principles. And each day we just, you just make the decisions based on what comes in front of you. So everything it's evolving, so we don't know who's going to walk in on the first day we open, or the 10th day, or what artist is going to get in touch, and want to do a publication with us, or that we'll find, it's all about curation too, so we when we move or we change, the reason we change slowly is because the curation is very, very important.
Yeah.
It's really, and Lindsay, who's been doing it for a long time, does a great job, and it's juxtaposing and, you know, working within a certain parameter of art.
So the curation and getting the right art and finding the right artist, that's remaining the core of what Enter is all about.
Yeah, it's to keep the program going for the next 20 years. And we can have another talk. I don't know what the next name's going to be, or maybe I won't be around, but, you know, I've never sat still in my life and sat on my laurels. I'm quite a driven person. It's not money. It's nothing really. It's just within me. I was brought up very competitive, and it's in my nature. So to go and like, it would be very easy just to say, okay, I'm just going to plan my last year. So I'm just going to do the safe things, make quick money, and just be able to stop. But it's more than that. The art is a passion.
I was going to say that word. I was just going to say, is this a passion for you now? It's a passion project, Enter.
Yeah, it's a passion, but also it has to make money. We have to live if we can ever get back to opening again. And hopefully it's going to be pretty soon. But it's very worrying times, you know. It's, you know, you work all your life to get to this, and I've tried to do everything with a straight bat and do things properly, and then you come to this crazy time, and you know, we don't know what's going to happen. But I think people will still want art. They'll still want that energy in their lives, you know.
So, Lawrence, one of the things that you know, you've been in this business a long time. I dare say that you've seen a lot in the art industry. I'm not sure that anyone's seen anything the type of thing that we're going through now. But as we come out of lockdown, as Enter Gallery opens up, what sort of business is it going to be, and what's this business going to look like?
Well, physically and, you know, as visually, it's going to look like the exact same business. It's the exact same staff. It's the exact same person running it, a Kushla. But in the last 2 years, we've been working on working with a energy coach, or, you know, a life coach who works with some very big companies. He's a friend of mine, Yotish, and he's been doing one-day sessions with us where we close up the whole company, and we don't, everybody that's closed, and we go to a place and we do a special one-day energy sort of working together, and we've been starting to do that. And this all came out of Kushla wanting us to become a B Corp, which is a B Corporation, which is like, I think there's about 5,000 companies now that are B Corp companies. And it's all about doing business in a new ethical way. I mean, one thing we have to learn from this pandemic is the things we've been doing before, and the way the world is run, and it's greed, 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 is not the way to go forward. You know, Mother Nature is telling us, you've done enough. You know, may it be a virus coming from China, wherever it comes from, how it's been handled or whatever. It is because the population has tripled in the last 100 years. And, you know, this is not sustainable. So we're trying to, you know, we want our staff, the people that work for us, to be very involved. We you know, and we put a lot of energy into that. And we try to give them, we just try to run a holistic type business. And there's lots of little hurdles. It'll probably take about 2 years before we become a B Corp, because, you know, you have to go through it's like, you know, your organic stamp or fair trade or things like that. You know, you have to go through a lot. So we just want to run a company that we're proud of, and proud how we do it, and it's not run on greed.
So it's sustainable. It's treating the staff right. It's been a great place to work. Basically, that's what you're.
That's what we are trying for. You know, there's nothing perfect, and some people just don't like this sort of way, and some people do, and you get battles, and then some people who didn't like it at the beginning really embrace it, and some people realize, well, actually, you might have to work a little bit harder because you're responsible. And it's all about taking your own responsibility. It's
been part of the community in the world that you're in, isn't it?
And yeah, we're very much into the community. We do our kids clubs every third Saturday of the month. We have about 40 children up to about 12 years old. From 5, you can come in, register, it's free. And we've had, it's run every month the last 2 years, and we get different artists come and do guest appearance. I think Pure Evil was one of the very first ones, and that was a great one. And we've had loads of really great experiences, and we've actually still been running it online through Zoom during the lockdown.
How did that work? How's that turned out? What were the kids? Were they all taking part? And
yeah, it's like the artists set it up well, and we've done about 4 of them over the lockdown.
Fantastic.
Yes, great.
Lawrence, thanks for talking to me. Thanks for talking to Art-Related Noise and telling us about the name change. Really looking forward to the gallery opening once we're allowed out the house.
Great. We look forward to seeing you there.